Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news, this time for the week ending the 27th of February 2022. We have a few different stories and updates today, sneak peeks of Pyro and its Spacescaping, a Star Citizen fanfest, the Atcon or Beacon, a dev interview on Derelicts and their next stage, as well as a quick summary of the week's news as we plod towards Star Citizen Alpha 3.17 as we sort of enter March, end February, that sort of jazz. Jump Town and the Ninetales lockdown events are in full swing until early March, and there are some combat ships on sale too. That said, you can get all of that stuff in-game. There's also some discounted Aurora MR and Cutlass Black starter packages, which are available until the 28th of February at 8 PM UTC, so that's a cheap way of getting into Star Citizen. That is actually something I recommend people look at if they're looking to purchase something, because you can get the rest of the stuff in-game. Why not start cheap, bam, get everything in-game, because then you're playing the game to get the things in-game and hopefully enjoying. This week's sneak peek in the newsletter was of a fire extinguisher. We know that Cloud Imperium are working on fire and fire propagation and lots of fire tech, but this is going to be part of damage control. You're going to be putting fires out with these tools. It's going to be part of exploring areas. There's going to be sort of puzzles that'll go, oh, there's fire here. What do I do? A fire extinguisher, or another way of putting the fire out, or opening an airlock in the future, things like that. So very much looking to fire and fire extinguishers. Atcon or Beacon is a Star Citizen fan fest organised by fans, and it's going to be in Belgium this year on the 27th to 28th of May. It's looking pretty awesome. I'm going to link their website down below. It's going to be this huge fan fest. Looks like a load of CIG Star Citizen devs are going to be attending. There's lots of content creators. It's going to be very English friendly as well. If you're nearby or don't mind travelling, then I think it's going to be pretty awesome. There was a dev interview on the new Derelicts, more specifically the Caterpillar that was added in Alpha 3.16.1, and what the sort of team that was working on Derelicts is working on now, what they've moved on to. So Derelicts in Star Citizen Alpha 3.16.1 represent the use and push towards new points of interest and locations that are going to be in-game as they make more and more assets, more and more ships broken up and chuck them around the verse in interesting ways. They include traversal puzzles and much more reward for searching, but also dangers with NPCs and trip mines, as well as potentially other players. They're linked up to loads of missions, potentially these areas, not just one or two. They want to mix a good amount of exploration, mantling, jumping, dangerous elements, and loot to add to these areas, and then have puzzles there, jumping puzzles, traversal puzzles, with a range of difficulty. The Caterpillar is a focus of the new Derelicts in 3.16.1, and that was because they needed a fully developed ship that was big enough to have navigation puzzles and some length to the exploration there, as well as height and cover. They did also want to create 12 new wrecks in space for the Caterpillar, but they cut them from 3.16.1 because the traversal and movement around them needed more work. It didn't feel great. They went, you know what, let's focus on something else at the moment and come back to that later. So the team that worked on those Derelicts is now working on some other things, finishing the Lorville and Levski hospitals, adding extra medical rooms to Grimhex, and working on new Derelicts. So they're currently looking at the Reclaimer and seeing if that can be used for the Derelicts in a similar way to the Caterpillar, potentially also put them in space more. Obviously they have things like the Starfarer, which is quite well used as space derelict at the moment for like Xenothreat and things like that. But I think the addition of the Reclaimer there with that sort of vibe of Event Horizon is what they were going for. That'll be absolutely fantastic. It'll be creepy. It's massive ship, a lot going on there. But nothing is set in stone, they said, and they're just exploring avenues, and they want to make sure it's going to be an enjoyable experience, and then if they like it, they'll go into full production on adding these Derelicts in the coming weeks. So this is all stepping stones as well to Derelicts 2.0, they've said. More points of interest and more shipwrecks equals more good for gameplay, exploration, and soon, salvage. If you are interested in seeing that full Jump Point magazine or the full subscriber vault and supporting CIG's sort of video offerings, then check out the RSI subscriber program. They also talked about the Hover Quad in that magazine, which is a new civilian transport hoverbike that fits in the Nomad, and we've talked about that at length previously. The RSI March Subflare looks to be some Clark Defense Sakura Sun heavy armor sets in various colours of or at least highlights of black, yellow, white and blue. They look a bit unique helmet-wise. I like some of the other armour. In fact, I think I probably prefer the Greycat utility armour I think that just looks fantastic, and it's purchasable in-game. But each their own. There are some awesome pictures of Pyro that have been put out, and I've seen circulating. So this is Pyro's Spacescaping, so gas clouds, jump points, destroyed stations, and areas of interest around the star system, as well as just the general feel. I'm not going to show all of the pictures because I do want to encourage people, if they want these sort of extras from Star Citizen, then search them yourself or become a RSI subscriber, and then you get access to things like the Jump Point magazine and the subscriber vault. But as we are on the road to Pyro, I think it was worth looking at some of these because these areas are fantastic looking. They're much more oppressive and dangerous looking than we have in Stanton at the moment. And hopefully, now this is my worry, is that Cloud Imperium's Gen 12 render and improvements to gas clouds will mean that we have higher frame rates here than we sort of originally had around gas clouds in sort of like Crusader and Orison and that sort of area. They do need to develop the gas cloud tech further. They do need to have a sort of more refined renderer so that we can actually have high frame rates without the computers going blah, blah, blah. That's the sound of a computer dying. Inside Star Citizen this week had a sprint report that had a big focus on ships. The Corsair is in its grey box phase. The Vulture was shown and is still planned to come along with salvage in Alpha 3.18. The Banning Merchantman is still making very good progress through its white boxing phase. The Hull C has changed quite a bit and sort of been brought up to gold standard through its development pipeline and all that sort of jazz, and it's almost ready. It's getting there. They've also been working on a ship-based tractor beam and UI for a tractor beam that looks like it will be for the Hull C and, generally ships in the future as well. So very much looking forward to that. I think ship-based tractor beams are going to be great for the cargo refactor and beyond. Star Citizen Live was cancelled last week, with Cloud Imperium saying, out of respect for current world events, we've cancelled today's Star Citizen Live, so this is on Friday. Our hearts go out to those affected. I'm expecting to see that gameplay feature Q&A in the coming week, though, so we'll still have it, so don't worry about that. And as a side note, my heart goes out to anyone that's affected by current world events. Obviously, it's a terrible situation for those involved, and an uncertain situation for those not so involved. From my part, I will continue to bring you Star Citizen news and cover Star Citizen, because that's what my channel's about, and that's what I do. But genuinely, much love, and be safe, and be good people. Boom, that's it for your Star Citizen news for this week. As we push into March, I'm looking forward to Alpha 3.17 going to the PTU at some point, and all the hype around that sort of new patch and what that brings. But what do you think? Are you looking forward to Alpha 3.17 with the expanded selling and ship refueling? Are you playing in the Ninetales lockdown events or Jump Town at the moment? What do you think of those? Do you like any of the changes they've made? Do you think it's good, bad? Is everything imploding? With all the hype around the road to Pyro, do you think it will be in our hands at the end of the year? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.
Mummy, my friend told me at school today that Star Citizen was a scam. Oh, Tim, is that why you got into a fight? Yes, Mummy. The only scam is people stealing all your internet infos and blocking your ability to watch things on Netflix and such with regional-based access. That's why we use our words, Tim. You should have told those bullies to get NordVPN, and also that Star Citizen is the best damn space sim ever.
Yes, these two people are right. Get NordVPN, and also Star Citizen's great. Also, Timmy was a 35-year-old teacher at the school. And it wasn't even a school, it was a pub, and he was a barman.
Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for February 2022, it's for an Aegis Sabre, the high-tech medium fighter with loads of firepower, but it comes in an auspicious red paint scheme as part of the Red Festival, as well as lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning is comment on any of my videos made during the month. You can further support the channel by clicking the join button underneath any of my videos. You can also donate or become a Patreon. Your feedback, though, from comments really helps the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you're looking for a diegetic little controlly boy that makes your Star Citizen experience and potentially some other games pretty good fun on your touchscreen devices, then check out Game Glass. You've got that, you've got NordVPN links, you've got loads of other stuff, all in the links below. Click them all! Click them all! Maybe not all of them, that would be madness.